Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the 7 best free VFX software for short films. Number 7. HitFilm. HitFilm is the free VFX software that acts like it never got the memo about charging money for great features. It blends video editing and visual effects in one streamlined interface, so indie filmmakers don't need to juggle 3 apps and a caffeine dependency. You get advanced features like 3D model import, particle simulators, green screen keying, and lightning effects without your wallet screaming. The built-in compositor is surprisingly powerful and handles complex shots with that smug, "Yeah, I can do that too" energy. The interface looks modern but doesn't try to confuse you with mysterious knobs unless you go looking for them. And if you're still learning, the software throws in tons of tutorials, because nothing says love like free education. While it does try to upsell a few premium features, the free version alone is more than enough to spice up a short film with explosions, laser blasts, or moody color grading. HitFilm doesn't pretend to be Hollywood's secret weapon, but for anyone creating on a budget with big ideas, it's probably the most fun you'll have editing while staying legal. Number 6. DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve is like that one overachiever in school who's good at everything and still insists on being free. It starts as a professional-grade color grading tool, but quickly reveals it can also edit, mix audio, and do visual effects. Because why stop at one talent when you can have 5? For short filmmakers, it's a dream. Buttery smooth timeline editing, Fairlight audio tools for sound design that doesn't sound like it was recorded in a bathroom, and Fusion effects for compositing, all in one software. The color grading tools alone make your footage look like it was shot on a $20,000 camera, even if it was actually filmed on a phone held together by duct tape. The interface is sleek and modular, so you can go from editing to effects to final render without feeling like you're switching planets. Sure, the learning curve has a few sharp turns, but once you stop clicking the wrong panel, everything makes sense. And unlike some free software that holds your export hostage, Resolve lets you render in full HD with no watermark tantrums. Whether you're cutting dialogue or grading a sci-fi epic, Resolve doesn't just keep up. It makes you look like you know what you're doing. Number 5. Blackmagic Fusion. Blackmagic Fusion is the free VFX tool that shows up with a toolbox labeled professional and actually means it. If DaVinci Resolve is the Swiss Army knife, Fusion is the scalpel, sharp, precise, and capable of dissecting your wildest visual effects ideas frame by frame. It uses a node-based workflow, which sounds intimidating until you realize it's like Lego for VFX. Connect the pieces and build explosions, muzzle flashes, sci-fi HUDs, or interdimensional portals without melting your GPU. The interface skips the glitter and gets straight to the point, perfect for short filmmakers who care more about results than interface animations. It handles 3D compositing, motion tracking, and even VR effects like it's done this 1,000 times, because it has. It's used in Hollywood, which is code for yes, this is serious software. And yet here it is, letting you composite lasers onto your short film about robot baristas for exactly $0. The only thing Fusion doesn't do is apologize for being powerful, and once you get the hang of nodes, it feels less like editing and more like commanding a VFX army. If your short film needs to look like it cost 5 figures without actually spending 5 figures, Fusion doesn't flinch, it just renders. Number 4. Lightworks. Lightworks is the VFX-savvy film editor that's been around since the 90s and still refuses to act its age. It's used in actual feature films, but it's polite enough to let short filmmakers in for free, just don't expect hand-holding. The interface is a bit old school, like it's wearing a retro jacket, but once you get past the initial "where's the play button" phase, it's smooth and fast. It handles multicam editing, keyframing, real-time effects, and timeline trimming like it's cutting a trailer for the next Bond movie. While it's not a dedicated VFX tool like Fusion, it packs in enough effects and transitions to spice up your sci-fi scenes or moody indie close-ups without looking like a PowerPoint. Exporting is limited to 720p in the free version, which feels like it's trying to teach you humility. but for short film festivals or YouTube premieres, it gets the job done. It's stable, fast, and surprisingly generous for a tool that's been in the professional editing ring longer than most TikTok creators have been alive. If you want clean, no-fuss editing with just enough effects to keep things spicy, Lightworks doesn't try to impress you with flash. It lets the timeline speak for itself. Number 3. Adobe After Effects. Adobe After Effects is the drama queen of VFX software, and for good reason. It doesn't just enhance your short film, it demands to be the reason your short film gets applause. From motion graphics to green screen keying to those cinematic title sequences that scream, "Yes, I know what I'm doing," After Effects does it all. The layer-based workflow feels like Photoshop had a baby with a timeline, and that baby grew up to handle explosions, animation, and magical smoke without breaking a sweat. It's packed with plugins, expressions, and enough keyframes to make your processor question your life choices, but when everything comes together, it just looks stunning. Sure, it's not entirely free, unless you're on a trial or a creative workaround, but it still deserves a spot because it's practically the industry standard. And let's be honest, once you've used it, it's hard to look at other VFX tools without comparing them to the cool kid in class who already starred in 3 music videos. Whether you're animating a title or compositing a scene where someone opens a portal in their kitchen, After Effects doesn't ask why, it asks how dramatic you want it. Number 2. Blender. Blender is the open-source VFX beast that just refuses to stay in its lane, and that's a good thing. It starts off looking like a 3D modeling program, then casually drops in a full compositor, a video editor, motion tracking, and even sculpting like it's trying to win a talent show solo. For short film creators, Blender is basically a film studio that fits on your hard drive and costs nothing. Want to create a dragon? Done. Composite it flying through a city? Also done. Throw in some camera shake and color grading? No problem. The node-based compositor gives you full control over every pixel, and the built-in tracking lets you slap 3D monsters into live footage like it's Tuesday. The learning curve is steeper than a staircase built by an architect with no chill, but the community is massive and generous, so if you break something, someone online has probably broken it worse and fixed it already. Blender doesn't pretend to be lightweight. It's unapologetically powerful, endlessly customizable, and slightly addictive. If your short film needs visual effects, animation, editing, and maybe a full 3D city under alien attack, Blender doesn't ask questions. It just boots up and dares you to try. Number 1. K3D. It is the quiet underdog of the VFX world. The kind of software that doesn't shout for attention but surprises you with how much it can actually do. It's open source, cross-platform, and totally free, with a focus on polygonal modeling and procedural workflows translation. It's smart, flexible, and not afraid of some complexity. The interface isn't going to win any beauty contests, but it's clean and efficient, like a workshop where every tool has its place. What sets K3D apart is its node-based approach to almost everything, making it ideal for technical artists and filmmakers who like to tinker. It integrates nicely with RenderMan, which is Pixar-level rendering if you're feeling ambitious. It's not as flashy or full-featured as Blender or Fusion, but it doesn't try to be. It's lightweight, stable, and good at what it does. For short filmmakers who want full control over their 3D assets and effects without being smothered by bloated interfaces or pop-ups begging for upgrades, K3D quietly delivers. It's the kind of tool that rewards curiosity, doesn't get in your way, and politely lets your creativity do the heavy lifting. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.